Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Africa Budget Pellet Gunner. And you might be thinking, Tyron, what on earth have you got today? And you would be pretty much accurate. So this is a little bit different. Don't worry, I will be getting back to shooting the springers, but this is one of my subscribers that asked me to review the gun and then also just to show her how everything works. She's never shot the gun before. I've shot maybe 3 shots with it, so not much either. Basically a brand new gun, but she just needs to know how to set it up and asked me if I could do it on a video so that if there's anyone else with the same questions, it will also be able to be answered. So let's start off. So this is a Hatsan Flash 101. I have seen different versions of this Flash 101, so there is also one with not such a deep stock. But yeah, let's have a look at it. So this is more or less on the entry side of things. So if we look at the stock, it has got a nice butt pad. This is polymer. It is pretty solid. So probably going to last a very long time. Not necessarily something that's the most attractive, but definitely will serve its purpose. Then as we go on, the actual block itself is also made of a hard plastic. The cocking lever is also a hard plastic. It's got plastic magazines as well. On top it's got both a dovetail and a Picatinny rail, so you could use either or. This is currently set up with Picatinny, and you will need to use high mounts, otherwise you won't be able to get your magazines in there. This I'm not sure exactly what is the size of this cylinder, but it is fairly big. If just looking at it, I'd say it's probably between 160 and 180 cc's, so you should get a fairly decent shot count. However, this gun is unregulated, so because it's unregulated, if you want accuracy, we'll need to find the sweet spot. This particular rifle is a .22. It has got a .22 barrel in, obviously, with a silencer as well. I don't believe it comes standard with the silencer, but definitely you would need a silencer if you're shooting, because it's pretty loud without it. So then got the standard full point at the end here that goes just a push in one, and then has the gauge at the bottom, and this one goes up to 200 bar. Yep, up to 200 bar. So pretty standard stuff there, nothing too dramatic. The trigger on this is actually not bad. It is a little bit adjustable, but out the box I'd say maybe a 2.5 pound pull weight on the trigger, so definitely not a bad trigger at all. Yeah, so I haven't done much testing on this yet, so I'm not sure exactly where is going to be the sweet spot on this rifle in between the 100 and 200 bar pressure. Most of the time these rifles sweet spot is kind of between 130 and 160, around about there. But I'm also going to be doing a video on that later on, just to show the person that asked me to review the rifle how to do it properly. Then with regards to the magazines, I'll do a short clip just now just to show you how to load the magazines. These are, I believe it's 12 shot magazine. Yeah, 12 shot magazine in .22. 177 would probably be even more. The magazines are not bad, very similar to like the Artemis. It loads the same way as the Artemis as well. The shot cycle, or the cocking lever cycle, is very smooth. What I don't like about these magazines, it doesn't have a magnet or something to fix it to the exact place. It's only got this small little groove here at the back. So you're kind of playing a little bit to get it at the right place, but I suppose once you've used it for a while you'll know exactly where's the right place and then you can use it during operation. What I've used so far, definitely pretty smooth, and yeah, it works. So if you are a fan of magazines, it's not a bad magazine. It will definitely serve its purpose. So I think the next thing that I'm going to do, gonna just take 5 shots. Let's see if we can get a bit of a group. This is not the most expensive pellets, or not the best pellets for target work. This is the H&N Terminators that I've got here. So just going to do 5 shots, some out of the magazine. Let's see what kind of group we get. However, like I said, this is not going to be the final accuracy test. I'm going to show you how to set it up, because it is an unregulated rifle, and what's the best way to go about that at a later stage. So let me set up the other camera and let's get cracking. Alright, so let's see how she shoots. This is going to be 15 meters. I'm pretty sure this is going to be able to go out probably easy to 40 meters once we found the sweet spot, but for today's purposes this is at 15 meters, and yeah, so let's load one in, and as you can see, it loads pretty smoothly, no hassles there, and the magazine works faultless. Okay. Right, so there you can actually see my first 5 shots that I took there. First 3 shots. I'm going to take 5 now. I'm going to shoot at the dot on the middle left hand side. Let's see what kind of a group we can get together. One. I must say the shooting cycle is actually quite nice. You can hear a little bit of the hammer spring as it fires off, but there's basically no recoil, and I'll put the specs up on the screen as well. What's the standard FPS that you can expect on this rifle in .22 caliber. So alright, so first 4 on the left, a little bit up from where I was aiming, but pretty close together. One little bit to the right, let's call that the pellet, but definitely doesn't look too bad. I'll have to take it to the range, maybe put it out to 25-40 meters, see how it does then, and then just try to see where's the sweet spot. But yeah, let's have a quick look at that group and we'll take it from there. Alright, so there you have it. Definitely not the worst in the world, but I'm sure once you spend a bit of time with the rifle, you'll definitely dial it in a lot better. So here we had 4 shots here, and I mean that's very close together. I can cover that with my pinky. Had one that was a little bit to the right. These other 3 shots was from an earlier time, so definitely not too bad at all. This is probably, this rifle hasn't even shot 10 shots yet, so definitely that will tighten up, and once we get to know the gun, it will improve for sure. So yeah, there you have it. Accuracy definitely not too bad, and yeah, I must say I was never a very big fan of Hatsan, me myself personally, because of it is quite plastic. and all of their guns tend to be like that, except obviously the higher end stuff. But all of the budget stuff, even the jet, if you go and have a look at the jet, it's also very plasticky, but it works. They work. I have heard quite a few people that have had to send their Hatsans back because they just weren't accurate enough out of the factory. So yeah, but maybe this is something, if you're just starting out, definitely you'll be able to hunt with this. That's not a problem. So doves, rabbits, anything like that, that will be easy game with this once you get to know it. So the other thing I forgot to mention, it has got a little Picatinny rail in the front, so if you want to put a bipod or something like that on, you can also do that. So that's also a nice feature. Yeah, let me quickly show you how to load those magazines, and then I think that's it for today. So let's get cracking quick. Okay, so let me quickly show you how to load these magazines. Very, very simple. Basically the same as the Artemis or the Snow Peak magazines. So it looks like this, and then at the back there's a little groove there. So what you're going to do to start off with, you're going to turn this front plate anti-clockwise all the way around, then flip it over. First pellet you're going to put in skirt first, like that, and then you can release the cover, turn it around so that it's facing the first open hole, and then from there it's simple. Just keep putting them in, and a lot of guys say that these magazines are quite fiddly, but I think in the situation where you're hunting and you want to follow up shot, it's always going to be nicer to have a magazine versus just having a single load tray. However, if you're shooting competitions and you need to be as accurate as possible in that situation, perhaps having a single load tray would be easier. Alright, so let's just load these last two. Okay, so once I've put in all the pellets, it's going to basically look like this. Then the last step we do, just close this over, and that's it. Ready to go. When you're ready, put this groove at the bottom piece, slide it in from the right hand side of the rifle, load it in, and you're good to go. So very, very simple, and yeah. Alright, so that's it. That's the Hatsan Flash. I'm pretty happy with it. It actually works pretty nicely. So yeah, would I recommend it? Most probably I would. Maybe over a couple of years I might change my mind, or after using it for a couple of months I might change my mind, but definitely what I've seen so far, it can do the job. It is a budget rifle. One thing I forgot to mention, it has got a safety here on the side, and the safety works flawlessly. Very, very nice. It's on, you cannot pull the trigger, and it's nice and quiet, so don't even hear a click. And then obviously once it's ready, it's in red there. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I think, as with always and as with all shooting, what's going to be the most important is how accurate is this rifle, and that we'll have to do at the range and at a couple of longer distances and see what we can come up with. Till next time guys, happy shooting, see you around.